Hi, my friends. Believe it or not, this is take two because I messed up my friend's name. Anyway, welcome. My name is Angeline Fletcher. Welcome to Angeline's Beauty Hub. And this segment is specifically for our Avon representatives, where I chat with my Avon sisters and brothers to share their journey, to inspire and encourage you along your Avon journey. So get comfortable and grab your favorite drink and get ready to engage and learn and be inspired. Today, we will be chatting with my friend, Sarah Gustafson. And so we are delighted to have her. She lives in California, where we all would love to visit at some point. She loves to keep herself busy, meeting people and sharing stories. She's a friend of mine. She is experienced, an experienced Avon rep. She's a leader. Like all of us, she has tried many things and failed many times, but gets back up and try again. We share a passion. Together, we love skincare. And I was delighted to find that out. And at some point, we need to do a collaboration on skincare. She is a people person and loves what she does. She shares her beautiful life with her husband, Eric. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you.
Good to see you. You're looking beautiful.
Thank you. I'm honored that you asked me, invited me, so thank you.
You're welcome. So let's start from the beginning. How did your Avon journey start, my friend?
Well, it was a point in time in my life in 2015. I had lost my father a few years prior to that from cancer. I ended my first marriage, moved out of my house. I moved in with my mom, who shortly after suffered a stroke that paralyzed her. She was bedridden, didn't talk, didn't speak. And I had a full-time job. I was in management in a job that I've had. I retired now after 28 years there, but I was in a time in my life where things were changing, a lot of change. I was a caregiver for my mom, and I felt like I lost my mom already because, you know, she was not able to communicate. I had a lot of despair, a lot of sadness, just a lot of loss. You know, I just felt lots of despair. And I was with my mom at her bedside most of the time when I was not at work. So I needed to keep busy in the house. And so one day I came across an Avon book by chance. And I just thought, wow, you know, the products have expanded. I fell in love with these black boots, fashion boots. And I really thought they would be great to use at work. With like long skirts and, you know, things like that. And so I said, oh, I'm going to order these books, these boots. And then what happened was I went online to order them because I didn't know the rep. But instead of ordering the books, I signed up to be a rep because I figured I would get the boots at a discount, right? Right. So my intent was to get these boots at a discount, but I never ordered the boots. I instead ordered my products to start my business. And I got this beautiful bag with all my trial products in there. And, but the thing was, I was still, you know, with my mom all the time. But you know, I have large families, so I always had family coming over and helping with my mom and then visiting. We also had some part-time caregivers that came. So my bag and my books were on my mom's table all the time. And I loved to share the products and try on products and have makeovers at my mom's house. And what I found was that it was giving us all something to talk about other than my mom's situation.
Wow.
It gave us, I like to say, it gave us something pretty to think about. It was a distraction that just made us feel good. And in retrospect, I think that's why I fell in love with Avon, because we all grew up with Avon as kids, right?
Right.
It's iconic. It's been there. It's a brand you trust. But I didn't really make the connection on how it just makes people feel good. And so I retired from my job a few years ago. And when COVID hit and we had shutdown, and California was in a shutdown for a long time. I started to do my Avon skincare classes online. I created, a group on Facebook. It gave us everybody that had, nothing to do or needed distraction. It gave us something pretty to talk about. So I started my group, and I started, teaching skincare, little pieces here and there, new products, teaching about the ingredients in their products, because the ingredients is key to, fixing what you need fixing.
Yes.
And so I started doing that, and I just felt it really made me feel good. It empowered me. It gave me a sense of purpose. And I would get also a lot of compliments from my group members, how it makes them feel good. They were learning skincare, but they were also learning how to feel good about themselves. And that's, I think, really, really what I love about Avon, and what I find so, precious about Avon.
Right.
Because now with things opening up, I've started to grow my business locally, because I'm in an area that's remote. I'm in Northern California on the Sierra foothills, so it's very remote. A lot of the population here are elderly, a lot of retirees. So now I'm finding that my business is growing face to face with customers who want their skin so soft, customers who want their, Playtex brassieres that are not padded. And I'm finding that I'm making a lot of good friendships in an area that I probably otherwise would not, had it not be for Avon, right? There are times where I could spend a morning, a couple hours with the customer just on their front porch, admiring their flowers, talking about flowers. But in turn, I'm selling my products, and it's giving a connection with people and just making people feel good. My customers feel great. It gives us something pretty to talk about. And
absolutely. I like that phrase. Oh my God, it gives us something pretty to talk about. I love it. And there's so many things that comes to me when you're speaking. Oh my God, what a start. Wow, what an introduction from going to buy a pair of boots to just signing up, and then just really falling in love. Oh my goodness. It is really a relationship business, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah. Now you spoke about training, teaching people about skincare, which is my first love with Avon, because, and it started with my personal experience with my skin, with Avon. And so I just love it. And so it begs the question of product knowledge. How important do you think for an Avon rep is product knowledge?
I think the product knowledge is very important because you want to know what you're talking about,
Right.
right?
Right.
And the ingredients that you use in your skincare does make a difference. You know, the first question is what is it that you want to treat? What is it that you want to fix if you've got a certain condition? And so knowing what ingredients are going to do that and, you know, target that skin condition that you want to do. So I think that is number one thing to learn if you're going to have a successful business, because, you know, what I find is my customers rely on my own experience because I do try the products, and they rely on my experience, my recommendations. And for me to feel confident, I have to learn it and try it because, you know, when I first started, I was very, very nervous to talk about skincare. I was very nervous to talk about the products because I was not as familiar. But as I started learning the ingredients and learning what's in there, and learning what it does to your skin, I started feeling more comfortable. You know, I started having a little more pep in my you know, swag here. In my step. And when a customer asks me a question, you know, I have the answer. I have the answer because, you know, because I did my homework and I learned the products. And, you know, we get a lot of products. We have so many different beautiful products. And so the thing is, you probably are not going to be able to try every single thing that walks in the door. But if you kind of know what your niche is, okay, skincare is my niche. Okay, so what is it that you really want to know? What are the key things for your customers? You know, I have some customers that are on the younger spectrum, and most of the time what they want is hydration, you know, hydration. So what is our products that have the hydration?
Right.
They don't need a lot of anti-aging yet, you know, just hydration. And then I have other ones that are starting, you know, hormonal changes, starting to go through a step. Okay, so we got some skin brightening products, you know, because your skin's starting to change and get those dark spots. So you kind of know your customers. And then I have customers, you know, 50s, 60s, and some in the 70s. Okay, 50s, 60s, you know, we're starting to need that collagen a little bit. So it's kind of knowing the products and knowing what they do, so that you could target your customers and help them in what they need. Because a lot of times the customers don't know what they need. They just know how their skin feels.
Right. And they know that they want a solution, and so they rely on us to provide that solution for them, or to suggest to them options that they can use. That was beautifully said. And I'm so happy that we have Avon U. You know, for training. Do you use Avon U, and how do you find it?
I love Avon U because when I first started with Avon, I wasn't really connected with the mentor that I signed under. And I being there with my mom, I had a lot of opportunity to do the training through Avon U. And it's always on replays. The skincare 101 classes, you know, this anything like that was on replay. So I like to do that. And then now today, you know, campaign priorities, what is it that, you know, is featured? We have advance notice of what's coming up so that we could start focusing our marketing on the things that are coming up, like with the Avon U, you could find out, okay, this is going to, be coming up in the next campaign or two
Right.
campaigns. I
Right.
could start tailoring some of my, Facebook sessions on
Mhm.
those products.
Mhm.
So it's really good. It also, helps you be a little more confident because, maybe you don't know what task. And I'll be honest with you, I've always done customer service type of work where I provide a service. Customers would come to me.
Mhm.
I worked in retail when I was very young.
Mhm.
But customers have always, walked in and you service, right?
Right.
And but this here is the customers aren't always walking in. It's
Mm.
it's you are now trying to attract. And
Right.
that to me is the challenge, the skill set that I'm, still developing.
Yeah.
And I like Avon U for that because I'm not a good question person.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's like
Mhm.
how do you break the ice? How do you talk to somebody? What questions should you ask, or
Right.
what
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
good things to start a conversation? And those were not my strong skill sets.
Right.
I
Yeah.
answered the questions. I provide direction here and there,
Right.
but how do you break the ice? And I really enjoy the topics that Avon U covers because it gives you, well, this is something you might say. This is something
Mhm.
that you might
Mhm.
ask. These are
Mhm.
questions you might want to
Mhm.
ask because it'll get you to understand your customer and it will break the ice for you, conversation
Yes.
starters. So I love Avon U just because of the variety of the training, whatever the topic or the skill set, product knowledge, everything.
You
So
get it. Yes, absolutely. And I agree with you totally because sometimes you even know what you want to say,
mhm.
but just don't know how to say it, and so I like that they give you the language to
Yes.
use, and it is so easy the way they put it, and do you realize the word is not easy, it is simple. It's simple because sometimes we are thinking too big and we're going too deep, but
Yes,
it's
that's my
it's the
problem. Mhm,
simple, yeah, it's the simple things,
mhm.
the simple way that you can introduce something or just start a conversation that it just flows organically,
Right.
and it's like just like you're talking to a friend. And so sometimes we're thinking more of customer, so it's good to just build that friendship first, and then we can go into introducing. So that is what I agree with you, that Avon you really does provide, so much. So with all of that, now tell us, and this is like a tip that you will share with our reps, how do you get customers? How do you increase your customer base? What do you do,
I
my
I think
friend?
it I think it's not one way. You want
Okay.
to diversify your investments. You want to diversify how you run your business.
Mm-hmm.
I find that attracting new customers, you can use social media for that.
Mm-hmm.
But social media isn't just to run campaigns, ad campaigns, and push product. Social media is social. And
Mm-hmm.
so you want to provide some kind of value. So you have to kind of ask yourself, what kind of value do you want to put out there?
Mm-hmm.
And by value, I mean, it can be entertaining. You see a lot of social media that makes you laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it can be educational.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I chose for the most part educational
Mm-hmm.
when I start doing mine. And and on social media, I say, keep it very short. little snippets, because my thing when I first started, I would go long,
That's me.
and everybody's already tuned out, right? They like it, or
They're
but
gone.
but they've moved on to the next thing. So little snippets, little bite-sized teasers, right? So social media is one thing, and the other thing I say is your community, your neighborhood is a great resource. You if you do the Google My Business, I highly recommend doing that, because a lot of people will Google saying Avon Rep near me,
Right.
and you want to show up on
up.
the search engines. So by doing your Google My Business, that's a good way to show up on search engines. So I think I've gotten a lot of my local customers because of that. And then also the neighborhoods have that next door app. So on there, I might go ahead and when I have too many Avon boxes, I might put free boxes if anybody needs 30 boxes.
Oh,
because you're giving away the boxes that you normally would recycle. Because somebody else might need it. But what you're also doing is putting it out there that you're an Avon and have products. So those are the ways that I've gotten local face-to-face customers. I'm sorry, my
no, somebody he wants to say so. Is it he or she?
He has a cough problem.
Oh,
yeah, he's a little old now. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah. No, I love pets, so I have no problem with it at all. Yes.
So I think those are the ways to do it. Now, of course, the passing out the brochures. I was mentored by an Avon rep who said to me, every book that you put out is a store you have open, right? If you don't put any books out, then your store's not open. And so sometimes we can't always put out the full brochure, so the small cell flyers are good teasers to put out, and put your labels on there, putting it out there that you are an Avon rep, because Avon's iconic. So when somebody is looking for Avon, they're going to want the Avon, and they're very specific about what it is that they want. So it's taken me a while to understand my community and what products they're interested in here, in my local face-to-face community. So now I know that a lot of them like the Skin So Soft, and they like it too, which I would have never thought of. The original Skin So Soft is huge out here where I live, as a mosquito
insect repellent.
And for their animals, because I have a lot of ranches here where people have horses, and they use it for their horses to keep them healthy. And so now that I understand that, and I know that, I try to keep a few extras laying around, because sometimes it's very critical for them and their horses. So it's kind of understanding what it is that your community is looking for, and keeping those products handy sometimes. But the internet part, it's always trying to provide some kind of value.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It is critical to be able to do that, provide value for people. And then, as you say, also to understand the customer's needs. So when I was doing my little research on you, I came across some quotes, and I realized we have so much in common. And you like some quotes that you say, be the reason someone smiled today. You are as beautiful as you feel. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. And then you say, switch that attitude for gratitude. I just love that. And so, I mean, tell me the kind of mindset that we need to have as business people running our Avon business. Talk to me about that.
I think what's important for me, and what has helped me and given me the success that I have, is that I like to give back to my customers. I think that I want to pamper my customers in a sense, because if they feel pampered, they give back to me.
Yeah.
I've come across some others that, are expecting like, oh, how do I, get my customers to buy from me? How do I get my customers to buy from me? And no, you don't get your customers to buy from you. You get to know your customers, and you get to make them feel good, the opportunity to feel good, when they are feeling good and you've helped them feel good and you've built that trust. The reward is that they do buy from you, that is the reward. But you can't expect the reward first. You've got to lay down the groundwork, and you've got to build the trust. You've got to make them feel good, and feel good about themselves, feel good about you, feel good about the relationship you're building, and then they will come, the sales do come.
Yes.
So I think a lot of that is when I am selling Avon and I am doing my post, my goal isn't to sell at the end of the day. My goal is did I make them feel good today?
Wow.
If they feel good, the sales do come. That is the benefit that but the goal is to make somebody feel good.
Feel good.
Did I make them feel good today? And I have, sometimes I do entertainment in my Facebook group. I'll run little bingo games, and I don't charge for those games. I send out cards to my VIP members, and then I'll run a number, like 3 numbers a day. So it keeps them engaged for like a whole month, because the game will last a whole month.
Right.
And then at the end of the month, I'll give little prizes, right? And I'm not charging. I'm not there to try to make money from bingo. But I've gotten afterwards messages from some of these people saying, this has made me feel really, really good. I look forward to this every day.
Wow.
I had one lady whose mom was going through hospice, and she messaged me and says, I'm a very private person. I usually don't, share a lot, but I want you to know that my mom's in hospice and she is looking forward to your bingo game every day.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Right?
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
So what I did, because it was somebody local, I created a little care package for her mom and just went to her house to drop it off, and that's why I say, the orders will come, but what makes me love what I do is because I'm able to make somebody else feel good, and in turn, I feel good,
Yes, absolutely.
I get that high.
Absolutely. Yes. Wow. It's a completely different mindset, and it's different from what most of us have, the way most of us see ourselves. And as a matter, I always tell my team, you are not, do not tell anybody that I sell Avon. No, you are a business person operating under the Avon brand. because it's a completely different mindset when you're thinking that you're just selling Avon. So all you're doing, everything you do, everything you say is just to sell something, you know. And so it's just a completely different mindset when you are, it's actually service, you know, you're serving the customers. And then you got to just trust that the sales will come. Wow, this is
And
very,
and
very
they do.
encouraging.
They do come, you know,
And they do
because
come.
they
Yes.
do come when they're ready to increase the dollar that they can increase. They'll increase the dollar. Sometimes the initial sale might be a small amount. I had somebody who just Googled me last campaign, and to start off, it was 2 body gels.
Mhm.
You know, not high dollar,
Right.
but she Googled me, so it didn't take any, you know, big, huge effort on my
Right.
part to
Right.
solicit, right?
Yeah.
And it's the initial introduction now. So now it's up to me to continue developing that
That
relationship now
relationship.
that she, you know, has
Mm-hmm.
stopped me. So
Mm-hmm.
my order is on its way, and I hope to deliver it and meet her in person and
Yes.
spend time with her, because, you know, when I spend time with some of my customers here in town, you know, some of them are 70 years old, one is
Mm-hmm.
80 years old. Um, they have fabulous stories.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I get to know them. I get to know their families all by the stories that they
Mm-hmm.
tell me. And I don't expect that I'm just going to run in and drop something off and run out when I make my deliveries, right? Because I know I'm going to show them something new from my
Right.
samples.
Yeah.
And then B, you know, I think sometimes, you know, they're really enjoying just the conversation and somebody visiting them just
Mm-hmm.
as much as I'm enjoying the conversation. So I think a lot of it is about conversations and
Mm-hmm.
stories. And I went to there's a town called a city called Chico, about 20 miles from me,
Mm-hmm.
and a lady found me. She Googled as well. And I went to go meet her, and she let me in her house, and she had curio cabinet full of Mrs. Albies. I got to see Mrs. Albies in real life
Oh my
because
God.
she used to sell Avon many years ago, and
Right.
she has cabinets and cabinets of Mrs. Albies. And oh my gosh, the stories that we share,
Oh,
right?
I
And
can just imagine.
yeah, I have another customer who first time I met her, she let me in her house. She took me to her kitchen and showed me all this, you know, this artful painting of her
Right.
cabinets, red, white, and black cabinets, very artful.
Right.
And she belonged to a hat club. So then she showed me all these hats that she had. And she loves to go camping in a in those streamliners, I think that's what they're called. And so her sister would paint all these
Mm.
camping shirts and ton of shoes, and this lady's 80 years old, but she's so full
Wow.
of life and,
Life.
you know,
Yes.
passion. And so I spent a good time with her, and she's sharing and showing me all her collections, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, ah, outside of Avon, I would never ever have those conversations and
Oh, I know.
interesting people, you know.
Yes.
I am grateful for that.
We're definitely in the people business. Oh my goodness. Wow, this has been amazing. I could talk to you for another hour. I think we're way past our time, but who cares when you're having fun? And I have to ask you my rapid questions. I have developed this, you know, where we have some rapid questions that I ask that you can't
Uh-oh.
think about them. You got to just answer them real quick. Well, you've shared so many nuggets with us, my friend, and I really, really enjoyed this. It has been amazing. So, question number one, as your dog is barking, favorite fragrance?
Techopia. I think that's it. Tech.
Techtopia, yes, I
Techtopia.
know. On 1866
Yes.
brand. Favorite skincare brand, and then their favorite skincare product.
Oh, right now, my brand is Farm X.
Ah, okay. And is there a particular product that you like?
I like the Super Greens cooling gel because it soothes my face.
Love it. Michael or Steve?
Michael.
Janine or Adriana?
Adriana.
A box or no A box?
A box.
White branded bags or the brown ones?
White branded, please.
I know. Sales or leadership?
Sales.
RepFest or Avon Con?
RepFest.
I know. Virtual or in person?
Person. I wouldn't have met you otherwise.
I know. Oh my God, this has been amazing, my friend. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for taking time out of your life. You're in California, so it's just after 5 o'clock your time, and it's just after 8 o'clock my time, I think. And so you have a couple more hours in your day of daylight for you when it's pitch dark here in New Jersey. Thank you. This has been amazing. And I always like to give my guests a final word. Is there anything that you would have wanted to share with our Avon reps tonight that you didn't get a chance to say before? Any final word that you would like to say?
No, but I will close. How about with every Avon rep has a different journey, and the key, I think, is to finding out what your why is, and we hear about that a lot. And really, it's what is it that brings the passion out? Because I think there has to be passion, so at some level, if it's for personal sales or discounts, or friendship building, networking, what is it that gives you the passion? And I think if you follow your passion, it shows. It really shows. So start with passion, finish with passion, everything in between, the mathematics of the business, the sales, it all starts and ends with passion. And I think it shows. Your customers can tell if you're genuine. Your customers can tell if you're authentic. If you're chasing the sale, your customer knows that. So be honest, and try to put out something good for your customer, positive energy, because your customers will feed off of that, and whatever you put out there is what they feed off of.
Absolutely. Good word to end with. And on that note, my friends, this has been another episode of Avon Rep Story. And this has been a delightful episode. And I pray that you found it so, and you got some great nuggets out of this one. And so I'm delighted that my friend Sarah was here. So thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. And thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you, and one love. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.